When did you realize your spouse was a total piece of shit? I am a 37-year-old woman. I have been married to my husband for 10 years. We have 2 kids together. I never had any issues in my marriage before. After my son was born, I went into deep depression. My life was not on the right track anyway. I was stuck in a dead-end, low-paying job. I was handling my boy alone because my husband has to work overtime to feed us. When my daughter came, I made a decision to change myself. I used to drink a lot. Now I am sober. I haven't touched alcohol in 5 years. I have changed my diet and bad food habits. I go to the gym and do yoga every morning. My sleep has improved. My mood has improved drastically with just some changes. I do not get irritated easily or become helpless. I have also updated my resume and looked for a job that suits me. I make a decent amount of money now. I get compliments from people around me telling me I look great. I have lost a ton of weight too. I thought my husband would be happy, but he is not. He dislikes that I get compliments from people or when people compliment me in front of him. I didn't see it as a big issue. He used to joke about how people assume he is Adam Sandler who got the hot chick. I used to brush it off as a joke. Then I discovered he was cheating on me with a coffee shop waitress. I don't think her job title matters, but that girl doesn't seem nice to me. I have looked through some of the chats of her and my husband, and she called me an old hag trying to fit in with the young. She lives with her parents and is a high school dropout. She is only 22 years old. I am devastated. I thought my husband would be happy. Our intimate life was better than ever. This affair has been going on for 7 months. Despite me working more hours now, I still did all my wifely duties. I cook for him, make him his lunch for the office, and initiate intimacy. Now here I am getting a divorce from him. When I confronted him about the affair, he told me being with me is always overbearing. He feels invisible because most people give me attention. Somehow that is all my fault. I was obsessed with myself rather than noticing how this is making him feel. He feels small because he has been stuck in the same place 5 years ago. I don't get it. I never pushed him to follow my lead. I always told him that I loved him no matter what. Why is this happening? I don't want my kids to grow up in a broken family. But I cannot live with him after what he has said and done. I know he is being insecure. But he didn't have to hurt me like this. I know as a single mom it is tough to survive. People have warned me that my husband could act differently towards me. They were right. I wish it didn't end like this. I did get my son and daughter to therapy. My son knows why we are divorcing. He gets angry sometimes and throws a fit. My daughter is too young to understand anything. I just want to know, how can I handle this? How can I make my son see none of this is his fault but his father's? I do not want to keep anything a secret from my kids because I believe the relationship between a couple affects the kids too. I do want him to have a good relationship with his dad, but I do not want him to take a bad lesson from it. What if he turns out just like his own father? I cannot control everything that goes inside his head. I try my best to be there for my son, but the constant fear of losing him is still there. My father came to visit me. He lives in a different city. He knows half the truth. After knowing the full truth, he was very angry. When my ex-husband came to visit our kids, my dad and he got into a huge fight. My dad slapped him. My dad used to be in the army, so my ex-husband is terrified of him. He threatened to call the police, but my dad shouted, "I am not afraid of a cockroach like you." I told my dad not to make things more complicated than it already is. I'm trying my best to keep my daily routine. Sleeping has been tough, but I do not want to depend on pills. On the bright side, I have a lot of free time on my hand. I realize that half of my chores have been reduced. I know kids are messy, but there is a huge relief. I do not have to clean crumbs off the table or have rings of water droplets on the coffee table, which annoys me a lot. Things and stuff stay in their place. I started to notice, my husband was the one who made half of the mess and I was the one who cleaned it. Last week I went to the theater with my son and daughter to watch Barbie. We were accompanied by my friend who is also a single mom of 2. I felt good wearing the replica of the cowboy costume that Margot Robbie wore. We did have a lot of fun. I am still trying my best to stay afloat. And I am not thinking about dating. I do not have the urge to date at the moment. I did get hit on in a few places, but nothing exciting. I will see you guys later.